Hey, comic lovers, EMoney, the Old Man, and Thor the Dog of Thunder back here with you again for another episode of Back Issues. Alright, so what to report on this week? Well, I had a fun weekend at Cincinnati Comic Expo last weekend.
So what that really means is, let's see, go back a couple weeks, we couldn't do a garage sale because he was on vacation.
Well, that was last week, so. Oh, you said on vacation, okay, yeah.
2 weeks ago you were on vacation, so we didn't even have one. Last week you left early, so I had to get your sister in to come cover for you for the last half of the garage sale. And that means this week you left early.
Yep.
And I had to get your sister in to.
That's true.
You know, this partnership is starting to become strained.
Well, anyways, I had a great time. I didn't meet him. We've talked several times. John Barrowman from Doctor Who and Arrow. He's always a fun guy. You can see from the picture there. He's eccentric. He's definitely eccentric.
Well, as far as all the, I'm gonna call it entertainers I've ever met, he puts on a good show.
Yep.
Always. He's always on.
And you saw I got to put on my Rick O'Connell from the Mummy cosplay, and I met a lot of cool cosplayers at the show. And see this picture. I finally found someone doing a Mummy cosplay besides myself. This young lady doing a Noxina Moon from the Mummy Returns, Emotep's, beloved girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Took a picture of that. And it was a fun time with Half IL. I got to talk to Felicia Day from Supernatural. What you want, boy? We talked for like 2 minutes about Supernatural. That was fun to do. So fun time was had by all. So today we are talking about our comic book reviews, comic previews. We're excited for Venom: Let There Be Carnage in just a few weeks, and comic book movies for the rest of the year coming up. So. Looking forward to all that. So we're going to get into that in just a minute here. All right, so one lesson that you should take away from watching The Mummy, and just about a lot of different horror movies for that matter, is never ever read from the book.
Oh, no.
This is Back Issues. Alright, comic lovers, so before we get started today, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications, give us a thumbs up, and if you like, leave us a comment. Give us some recommendations or tell us how you feel about these comics we're reviewing. Alright, so first we're going to do our mentions this week. Remember, I don't call them honorable mentions because sometimes we might have something negative to say about them. Alright, so remember we do this on a 5-shield rating system. We each give them 2 scores, one for writing and story and the other one for artwork. So then we take those 4 scores, we combine them together into one average overall score. All right, so mentions this week. What do we got?
Well, we got 3. 2, I'm pretty sure what you got to say. 1, I'm curious. I'm curious as what you're going to say about it. But first off, we have Justice League Last Ride. Now, we recently decided that we're not enjoying the regular Justice League title.
Yeah.
In fact, we're probably going to take it off our holds list. But Justice League Last Ride has been enjoyable. So, here's number 5.
All right, so in Justice League Last Ride, there is a lot of tension among the Justice League members over something that happened several years ago on Apocalypse, in which one of their own died. And Superman and Batman, there's a lot more tension between them than usual. And also, currently, they are transporting Lobo across the galaxy to face justice. And word has gotten out about his location. So every would-be bounty hunter and revenge seeker is out to get a piece of the main man, as he's called.
A whole squad of manhunters show up to try and get him.
All kinds of different people. So the Justice League has to contend with that and also kind of deal with their own issues. Wonder Woman has to be the voice of reason, like, really, guys? Is this really the time to be doing this? So, great character development, great action, and the artwork is pretty spot on here as well. I'm enjoying it. So that's why it ends up with 3.5 shields out of 5.
3.5.
Justice League Last Ride, number 5.
All right, next up, we're going to talk about Fantastic Four, Life Story, number 4. This one covers the decade of the 90s. They're doing a decade each issue.
All right, so in this story, early on in the 60s, which is when the Fantastic Four actually got started, Reed learns that Galactus is on his way to Earth. And, he spent the last few decades trying to convince the world powers that they need to start preparing for this, but, no one is taking him seriously until recently. And so we get a bit of a backstory for Ben Grimm in this issue. And also, finally, the world powers are taking Reed seriously, and they get a global defense network to try to repel Galactus when he shows up.
Something that Reed worked on for multiple decades, cost bazillions of dollars to build, and they finally get it all up there.
So one thing that I thought was kind of strange was, this starts in the 60s, so it's the 90s now. So even assuming that they were in their mid-20s when they got started, that means that they're around 50 now, 55, something like that.
Mid-50s, yeah.
So, they're getting up there in age. So Ben Grimm, obviously, you're not going to notice him aging that much.
I mean, he's a rock.
Yeah.
So his rock just stays rock.
Now, Reed, they show you in one scene how he prevents aging. Now, Reed, he can't, totally shapeshift into another person.
He's not Plastic Man.
Plastic Man. But he can, reshape himself a bit. So he can, iron out his wrinkles and everything and make him look a hell of a lot younger than he actually does. When he wakes up one morning, you see what he actually looks like when he doesn't, put any effort into it.
Looks older than me.
Yeah. And, then he kind of, smooths himself out. He, has, goop on his face or something. Sue, I don't know how she's doing. Johnny was killed. Johnny, he died in the previous issue, preventing a nuclear holocaust. So he's dead. Don't have to worry about him. But Sue, I don't know what she does to prevent aging.
I'm guessing some makeup company decided to make her their spokesperson, so she's got free.
She did
super makeup.
She did date Namor for a while, so maybe he gave her something. I don't know.
Shoot, I think they were married.
So now they're preparing for Galactus, and when they think that he is, here in our solar system,
it's not him.
Yeah, it is the Herald, Silver Surfer, and his defense network doesn't work the way he planned it to.
Surfer flies through that stuff and makes just mud out of it in less than 5 minutes.
Yep, and Silver Surfer testified to the world powers, "Your defenses are worthless. Destroy them with barely an effort, and I am but 1/1000th of as powerful as he." So
basically, we're screwed.
Yeah. So, and then he says that Galactus will be here in 10 years to, destroy Earth. So, I don't know. You have 10 years and, you have the right motivation. Couldn't you just get off this rock?
Well, I guess, where are you going to go?
Somewhere. They seem to fly to the edge of the solar system really quick, so...
That's a whole lot of people to move, though. Anyways. I would volunteer to leave. Just let's go.
Yeah. So, curious to see what happens next. So, Fantastic Four Life Story gets 3.5 shields out of 5.
Correct. Now, here's the one I'm curious to see what you got to say about it. Because I know you didn't like the art, and I predicted you wouldn't. Artist is Andrea Sorrentino. And this guy's, he's done a lot of work. He did some stuff with Old Logan. It's a unique look. Heavy shadows, but I think it fits the book. But at any rate, I decided to get this because there was a whole bunch of different cover variants, and that meant that it had to be something that they at least thought was special. So, Primordial number 1.
All right. So, in this story, it starts off like it did for us in the real world in the late 50s, early 60s with the space race with the Soviet Union. And they launched, the Soviets launched a dog into space, and we launched 2 monkeys into space. That actually happened, right? The 2 monkeys?
I know there was a monkey that went. I don't know about 2.
All right, so, and then all of a sudden we stopped, and the Soviet Union did as well.
I mean, stop cold.
Yeah, and the space race was scrapped, and none of the, no average citizen knows why. So this guy that we're following,
I think they told him that the ships blew up or something.
well, I mean, lots of ships blew up in those days. I mean,
Right.
that didn't discourage them to keep trying.
Yeah, but we lost monkeys.
So this guy that we're following, he got a degree to be an engineer and help with the space race, and now his title is moot. It's worthless. So he gets approached by this shady cloak and dagger type organization.
Men in Black.
Yeah, and the real reason that the space race stopped cold was more terrifying than you can possibly imagine, is what they tell them. So come with us if you want to learn more, basically. And so I'm curious to see what happens next. Like the old man said, did not care for the artwork so much.
I liked it, which is one of the few times that we have just absolutely, totally opposite opinions on any of this stuff. We sometimes disagree a little bit, but no, I liked it. You hated it.
Yeah. So I still like the story though. So Primordial #1, check it out. It gets,
Let's see, Primordial got 3.5, but it had to be rounded up because somebody only gave it 2 shields for artwork.
so 3.5 shields out of 5. So there's our mentions for this week. 2 books that we've been liking from the beginning, and 1 brand new comic you should check out. All right, now into our top 3 for the week.
Top 3. You should do a flashing light. Top 3, top 3. He won't do it.
No, probably not.
At any rate, so you're going to notice that this book, our number 3 spot, got 3.5 shields, as did all of our honor mentions.
Right.
And usually we have a contest to decide ties, but there was like 5 different books that tied, and I didn't want to do 7, so we decided, we just got together and agreed on who got the best of the ties. And we came up with I Am Batman #1. Now there was an I Am Batman #0. So this is the second book in the run.
All right, so this follows Luke Fox, who has become the new Batman. The original Batman has been missing, assumed dead for 5 years now. So he sets out to Gotham first night, and his way of dealing with things is a little different than the way Bruce did it.
Yeah, he's like nice.
Yeah, he tries to build bridges with the community, not like serving at soup kitchens or anything, but
Close to it.
yeah, like normally he'll Bruce would take out the bad guys and then
Beat the crap out of them.
and then fly away before the cops got there. He actually stick around for a little bit. So like we said, different approach, and he his building relationships with the police is a little tougher to do. So good artwork, story, anxious to see where it goes. So that's why I ended up with our number 3 spot. I Am Batman #1 with 3.5
shields. All right, number 2. This one surprised me because EMoney just barely tolerates Titans Academy. So this was it's a miniseries. It's a 7-issue run, and this is Titans United #1.
All right, so I have not been enjoying most of the Titans stories lately, but this one was all right. So
I think it's because you met the guy who plays Hawk.
I did meet the guy who played Hawk.
Is that why you liked it?
No, I mean Hawk was barely in this issue.
He's on the cover. I don't know.
So ordinary citizens start exhibiting superpowers. It's like when in Marvel, when mutants start exhibiting powers like at random, but these are full-grown adults, so they don't know what's going on. So the Titans respond to protect the citizens around them and also try to help these people who are getting these powers that they can't control. And artwork is pretty great as well. Pretty spot-on stuff here, and gives you a bit of a cliffhanger with Hawk that makes you want to see what happens next. So well done on this one. Titans United with 4 shields out of 5.
It was 3 3/4, so it was rounded up to 4, which means it didn't tie for our number 1 book, which was The Joker, which got 4 shields with no rounding.
Right.
This is issue number 7.
All right. So in this issue, we see very little Joker, like almost none at all.
Well, I've always said it's the Commissioner Gordon book.
Right. But even Commissioner Gordon wasn't the best part about this issue. Basically, what Gordon is doing this whole issue is sitting down with a maybe ally, maybe obstacle. He's hunting for Joker in Europe. He's been hired by a very wealthy benefactor to hunt down and kill the Joker, and so he's doing that. We go back to Gotham with Barbara in the Watchtower, and her and the Batgirls. I don't know what to call them because it's like there are several women out there who are appearing to be Batgirl. Stephanie Brown is wearing. She looks kind of like the Spoiler with a bat symbol on it. So I don't know if she's calling herself Spoiler or Batgirl now. And then you have Cassandra Cain, who is also dressed as Batgirl. Different suit, but still Batgirl. And they get attacked in the Watchtower by an enemy that they thought they knew, but he is not acting in the way that he normally does. So now they're wondering if this is the enemy that they know or something different. So I enjoyed that part of the story more than what Gordon was doing. So curious to see what happens on both sides. So the Joker, number 7, our number 1 pick for the week with 4 solid shields out of 5.
And I think one of the few books that has gone this many issues that has always been in our top 3.
Well, that's what happens when you have a good creative team to start with and you stick with them.
Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Space pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Space
bastards.
Bastards. Why do I
I don't know.
Space bastards.
Yeah. All right. So there's our top picks for this week. Be sure to give us some recommendations or tell us what you think about these in the comment section.
Right, hold. We've been asking people to make recommendations I guess we've been doing this for more than a year now.
Mm-hmm.
So the only one I know that has recommended a title to us is our buddy, friend of the channel, Jody Hickerson.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jody. Now, I feel like I'm in the classroom where the one kid keeps raising his hand and I say, anybody but Jody. So anybody but Jody, recommend a comic book that we don't already read. And I know you don't know everything we read, but throw something out there. If you throw something real bizarre out there, of course we don't want to read it. We don't want to read something that's just absolutely junk, but give us an honest opinion. Tell us what you're liking that you haven't heard us talk about. We'd like to know.
All right, so how about some recommendations for this week?
Oh, okay, I can do that. Well, maybe I can't. The reason is, normally I just pick a couple books that I think are interesting, and then I pick a couple that we're really looking forward to. I could probably tell you the ones that we're not that excited about quicker, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 Bat books, which includes Batman, Batman Secret Files with your girl Miracle Molly,
Okay.
Batman versus Bigby, A Wolf in Gotham. If that's got a good artist on it, that sounds really fun.
Interesting.
Batman the Detective, number 5. We've been enjoying that every issue.
Yeah.
And Legends of the Dark Knight, number 5.
Oh, okay.
Now, that's a book that the artist changes didn't sit too well with us last time.
Well, I mean, it wasn't terrible artwork,
no.
but I mean, when you had the quality that it had in the first few issues, I mean, it's kind of hard to compete with that.
That's true. It shouldn't have changed.
Yeah.
You also have Moon Knight #3. I'm real curious to see where that's going.
Mm-hmm.
And with the impending appearance of Moon Knight in the Marvel Universe, see what they can do with him. And then you have the death of Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't really want him to kill old Doc, but we'll see what they do with that. And the United States of Captain America #4, which, you know, I'm a Cap fan, so I've been enjoying that title. There's other books like The Old Guard, Tales Through Time. I know you really like that. So not a whole lot of losers coming out this week that we get.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So we covered a lot of Batman this issue, and it's like we're going to cover more next time. So maybe I should have saved my Stumpfy Old Man question for next week. But I didn't. I have it ready to go this week. So let's head back up into the garage with Thor. All right, comic lovers, back out here in the garage with Thor, and I have a new Stumpfy Old Man question. So, you know, I saw a lot of cool cosplay this week, and I saw a lot of Batman and Batman-related cosplay. So I have a question in honor of that. And the question is, name 3 characters who have donned the mantle of Batman besides Bruce Wayne. And you can only name one Robin, as every Robin has been Batman at some point or another.
Damian's been Batman? He's 4 foot tall. Anyway, I'll get the Robin out of the way. We'll just say Nightwing or the Graysons.
Okay.
That's one. Clark Kent has done it, or Superman. Gave a secret away. I forget his full name, but the guy who was Azrael, he's done it.
Okay, I need more than that.
You need more than Azrael? I don't know.
You did say
Paul.
Okay.
First name is Paul.
All right, I'm
And if you want to if you're going to get insistent, Alfred.
Well, I don't have him on my list
That's
here.
bullshit. He did it.
Okay.
He did it multiple times. He'd hop in the Batmobile dressed up as Batman.
All right, I do remember him pretending to be Batman for a second in the Adam West TV show, so that counts.
Well, that doesn't count, but all the other times does.
All right, so...
Adam West. I know I shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
All right, so we're going to say the old man gets that one. So,
of course.
The list I have here, most recently, you have Lucius Fox's son, and he is also the
I
first...
am Batman.
Yep, the first ever Black Batman. And then you have Jean-Paul Valley, who is also Azrael, after Bane broke Bruce Wayne's back. And then you have all the Robins, Tim Drake, Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, Damian Wayne. They've all been Batman at some point or another.
Damian, really?
Well, you remember in the zombie story, and Bruce Wayne got infected, and he left a suit for Damian after he died. Now, he wanted him to grow into it more, but, you know, he put on the suit, and he was Batman during that story. And he might have been Batman at other points. And then you have Thomas Wayne, Flashpoint Batman, Bruce Wayne's father. Hey, what's up? He's licking my legs. All right. And then also you have Terry McGinnis from Batman Beyond. Then Jim Gordon has put on the suit at one point. I think it was during the death of Bruce Wayne storyline.
Didn't read that.
And then also, like the old man said, Superman, there was a story in the Batman-Superman comic book where the two of them switch powers, or I guess just Bruce Wayne got his powers. So Bruce went a little overboard when he got Superman's powers, and the Justice League had to put a stop to him, led by a depowered Superman. All right, so the old man, he got 3, so he wins this round. All right, comic lovers, that does it for another episode. We're going to be back in the garage during our yard sale next week, as I have no plans to be anywhere else next weekend. So
Why not?
yeah. So a lot of fun stuff happening with EMoney in the next few weeks. I do have some conventions in the more distant future that I'm planning on going to, and also I have a movie coming up. I'm going to be starring in a film, a zombie movie coming up next month. So looking forward to that.
We're going to start filming it next month, or it's going to be able to be watched next month?
We're going to be start filming next month.
So it could be 2 years from now before we watch it.
Could be, yeah.
Sure.
All right, so looking forward to it. Gonna have a lot of fun. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one, Excelsior.
On the next what?
On the next episode, next video.
Okay. All right. At any rate, true believers, read more independent comics. Good stuff out there. I'm telling you.